Alright, hello, my name is Christian Chamberlain. So here we have Unity along with the corresponding code right here. Let's expand that a little bit so you can see a little better. Let's just do a quick playthrough and then I can dive a little bit deeper into the code. So here we have our game board set up, and these are a series of buttons. So whenever you highlight over the button, they actually highlight so they can show that they are interactable. We have player 1 right here on the side. Player 2 is the computer, which is here. We also have a player indicator, which shows that this is player 1's turn. So let's place right here. Boom. So we have our little placeholder, and quickly the computer has placed theirs, and now it is back to my turn. So then we'll place another one there. And obviously they're not the smartest players in the world. They just pick a random point on the board, and we'll just go ahead and win so you can see that. Currently we have a new face here to show a winner. We have a sad face here to show the loser, and then the text corresponding to those, and then a play again button which resets the scene. So if we end this real quick and go back to the scene, I will show you this main part. So the game screen is just a canvas that has a bunch of different UI elements attached to it. Here we have the game board, which has inside of it the grids themselves, which create the game board, which is these lines right here, and then the various buttons. So there are 9 buttons in total that create this game board. The game controller, which is down here, actually has all the variables needed. So if you go here, we can expand on this guy, and it shows the actual array of what is being adjusted every single time you click a button. And what's being adjusted is actually the text that's inside of these game buttons right here, which are conveniently named for depending on their position on the game board. So if we go in and actually check out the game controller script, well, first of all, whenever this object is created or whenever it wakes up, I prefer to use awake because what it does is it sets off this method as soon as this game object is created in the world, not when the game starts itself. And right now what we're doing here is we are first of all calling the set board array, which creates the array originally, and then we are making all the UI elements invisible that aren't needed at the moment. So after every single time that you play, you put a piece, what it does is it will then call the turn end function. And in the turn end function, what it does is it increases the turn count by 1, and it goes through a series of if statements that if the turn count is less than or equal to 9, because there's only 9 possible turns in a game of tic-tac-toe, it will go through all the potential winning conditions. Now, if none of these winning conditions have been found or set, then it will go to this final if statement, which checks if a winner equals false, so that means that no winner was found, and the turn count is equal to 9. If the turn count is at 9, then it's a draw. There's no more moves that you can do. If it's not equal to 9, that means that there's more moves that are possible, and what it will do, it will then call the change players script or method. In change players, so it takes that player turn text, the one that we put into the array, and it switches it from an X to an O if player 1 is the one to go. If it was player 2, which means that they were an O, it will go to this else statement, which then changes it to an X, making it player 1's turn again. It goes through this series of events over and over and over again until finally a winner is found. If a winner is found, then we go to game over, which then goes through here and it goes through the entire array of game board and actually sets all the buttons to non-interactable. So that means we can no longer click any more buttons on the game board. Then what it does is it figures out who was the winner. If a winner is found while player turn is equal to X, that means that player 1 wins. Otherwise, there's only one other option, which is O. That means that player 2 wins. And then after the correct verbiage and as well as the correct UI elements populate, depending on who won, then we to play again, which play again is the play again button, which you can see right here. Play again actually only calls one function, which is reset game. Reset game is an interesting one. So what this does is it actually loads a scene, and it loads whatever scene we decide to put into there. The one that I put in was the active scene. So what it does is it gets whatever scene is currently open and then puts that as the one that it will be loading. Of course, not all games have a clear winner. If there's no winner found and we're at turn number 9, what that does is it calls a cats game or a draw. In cats game, there are no winners. Boom, cats game, yay. So that's been my tic-tac-toe game. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching.